Hi guys, today I'll be discussing another topic, and that is performing the indicated operation using addition and subtraction. Last time, I've discussed about adding and subtracting fractions with similar and dissimilar denominators. So today, we will be discussing about combination of addition and subtraction of fractions with dissimilar fractions. Okay, so if you are adding two or more fractions, first we need to add the first two, kagaya nito. So if we are adding two or more fractions, here kasi we are just adding two or more fractions. Okay, so in this kind of fraction, eto lahat puro addition. Okay, so ang gagawin mo dito para hindi ka malito is you can get or you can add first the first two fractions, and then after the answer added to the next one. Okay? Ganun din doon sa mga susunod na fractions. So, ganun din dito, ang gagawin mong una is you add this two fraction here, and then after the answer, subtract it by this fraction. Okay? So, actually, ang process nito is it should always be from left to right. Okay? Lalo na kapag wala tayong parenthesis. Okay? Kapag walang parenthesis at walang multiplication or division, only addition and subtraction, lagi kayo mag-start from left to right. Okay? What if pag may parenthesis naman, well, uunahin lagi kung ano yung mga numbers na nasa parenthesis. Ito yung sinasabi kong parenthesis. Uunahin yan. And then after, saka kayo mag-add or subtract or multiply pa ng kung anong number na yan. Okay? Laging inuuna yung nasa parenthesis. Okay? Same as this one, uunahin pa rin yung mga nasa parenthesis. So, kukunin mo muna to, yung sagot, minus yung sagot ulit nito. Okay? So, to fully understand what I'm talking about, let us answer each operations here. Okay? So, uunahin natin ang 1/2 plus 1/5 plus 1/10. So, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, gagawin muna natin yung first two operation, and that is 1/2 and 1/5. So, i-rewrite natin siya rito, 1/2 plus 1/5. At dahil ang denominator are not the same, so we need to make the denominator the same by getting the LCD. Okay? At yung dati, nung diniscuss ko sa inyo, ang pinakamadaling way dito is we just have to interchange the denominator. Okay? So, etong 1/2 dito, we multiply it by this one. So, mag-times 5 tayo dito. Times 5 sa taas. And then here, we have to multiply it by this denominator 2 times 2 at times 2 din doon sa taas. Now, rewriting this, the new fraction will be 1 times 5 is 5 over 10 plus 1 times 2 is 2 over 10. So, since the denominator are the same, pareho na po sila. So, anong gagawin natin? I-add na lang natin siya. So, 5 plus 2 is 7 over, kopyahin lang yung denominator 10. Okay? So, now, meron na tayong sagot dito sa dalawang fraction. So, ang gagawin natin ngayon is plus, i-add lang natin kung ano yung nandoon na naiwan. So, plus 1 over 10. At since yung denominator naman nila ay pareho, we don't need to make the denominator the same. Kasi nga, similar fraction na sila. All we need to do is, kailangan na lang nating i-add yung fraction. So, over 10, 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 over 10 ang sagot. But then, 8 over 10 is not in simplest form. Why? It's because 8 over 10 can still be divided by 2. This one by 2. So, simplifying it further, 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So, the final answer for this is 4 over 5. Okay? Next, what if we have this kind of fraction? So, again, ang gagawin natin, we just have to do the first two fractions. I-rewrite natin siya, 6 2 over 7 plus 7 and 1/2. At lagi, kailangan nating maging pareho ang denominator bago natin siya ma-add. At since hindi na naman pareho, ang gagawin natin is we multiply this again, this by 2, and this by 2, and then this one by 7 times 7. Okay, so pinakamadali kasing way yon. Okay, next is, we now have a new fraction, and that is 4 over 14 plus 7. 1 times 7 is 7 over 14. Now that pareho na sila, similar fraction, we can now add them. So 6 plus 7 is 13, and 4 plus 7 is 11 over 14. Okay? So since may answer na tayo dyan, we are now ready to subtract the last part, which is 2 and 2/3. And as you can see, hindi na naman sila pareho ng denominator, so we need to make the denominator the same by interchanging it again. So we need to multiply this whole thing by the denominator 3. So times 3 here, times 3, and this time 3 here, this part naman we have to multiply it by 14. Times 14 and times 14. Okay? So the new set of fraction will be 13. 11 times 3 is 33 over 14 times 3 is 1. It's 42 minus 2. 2 times 14 is 28 over 42. Okay? So, since yung denominator nila is already similar, then we just need to subtract. 13 minus 2 is 11, and 33 minus 28 is 5, and then just kakopyahin lang natin yung 42 dito. Okay? So, the final answer will be 11, 5 over 42. So, yung 11, 5, 42 dito, 5 over 42 is already in simplified form. So, hindi na natin siya kailangang i-simplify. Okay, so this is the final answer already. Next is this one. So, again, uunahin natin to. Okay, first two. Kung kanina, addition yung nauna, ngayon, subtraction naman. So, we have to rewrite this, 23 over 4 minus 18 and 2/3. At yung denominator, hindi na naman pareho, kaya kailangan nating gawing pareho. So, ito, imumultiply na naman natin to by the denominator 3 times 3. At ito, mumultiply natin by 4 times 4. Kasi, di ba, interchange lang. So, our new fraction will be 29 over 12 minus 18, 8 over 12. So, since the fractions are already the same, we can now subtract them. So, 20 minus 18 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1 over 12. Okay? Now that we have the answer here, we can now add the other fraction left, and that is 3 and 3 over 11. So, ang denominator dito is 12. Ang denominator dyan ay 11. At because of that, we just need to make the denominator the same again by multiplying this by times 11 times 11. At eto, it's times 12 times 12. So, ang magiging new fraction natin will be 211 over 132 kasi 11 times 12 is 132 plus 3 and 3 times 12, so that will be 36 over 132. So the answer will be 5 and 47 over 132. 32. Okay? So, that's it. So, the final answer will be 5 and 47 over 132. Okay? Next is this one. Ngayon, this one, it's inside the parenthesis. So, uunahin natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis bago natin isusubtract yung 4. Okay? So, again, hindi na naman pareho yung denominator. So, we need to make the denominator the same. So, this will be 32, 3 over 4 minus 12, 7 over 12. Take note here, 12 is a multiple of 4. At dahil 12 is a multiple of 4, we don't need to make this 12 into a different denominator. But instead, we can make 4. Pwede natin gawin yung 4 para maging 12 by multiplying this by 3 times 3. Okay? So, hindi natin siya in-interchange. Hindi natin in-interchange yung denominator by multiplying this by 12 and this by 4. Kasi, yung 12 ay multiple ng 4. Pag sinabi natin multiple, pag nag-skip count tayo by 4, makukuha natin ang 12 as one of the multiples. Kaya minultiply na lang natin yung 4 ng 3. Okay? Kasi 4 times 3 is 12. So, ang magiging new fraction natin will be 32. 3 times 3 is 9 over 12 minus 12, 7 over 12. So, kinopya na lang natin. Now, we're now ready to subtract. So, 32 minus 12 will be 20. 9 minus 7 will be 2 over 12. Okay? So, minus yung 4 dito, minus 4. So, take note, yung 4 dito is just a whole number. So, since whole number lang siya, isusubtract lang natin yung 4 doon sa whole number ng fraction na to. So, that will be 20 minus 4 is 16. 16, 2 over 12. But 2 over 12 here is not simplified because we can divide this by 2. Okay, so the final answer here will be 16, 1 over 6. So this is the simplified answer of this equation. Okay, it's 16, 1 over 6. And the last will be 8 and 1/4 minus 3 and 2/5 minus 2 and 1/3 minus 1 and 1/4. So, ang gagawin natin dito, again, we have to do the ones inside the parenthesis. And first, of course, we need to make the denominator the same because they are not similar fraction. By, again, interchanging the denominators. So, times 5 here and times 5. And then this one will be times 4 times 4. So, doing that, we're going to have a new fraction which is 8 and 5 over 20 minus 3 and 8 over 20. Now that the denominator are the same, pwede na natin siyang isubtract. But take note, 5 minus 8, hindi siya pwede. So, kagaya ng diniscuss ko dun sa mga previous lesson ko, maggagawin natin ay magbaborrow tayo ng 1 whole sa 8. So, yung 8, magiging 7, at yung magiging new fraction will be the sum of this. 5 plus 20 will be 25 over 20 minus 3, 8 over 20. Now, we can now subtract 25 minus 8. Pwede na natin subtract yan kasi mas malaki na yung 25. So, doing that, we'll get 25 minus 8. So, that will be 17 over 20. And 7 minus 3 will be 4. Okay? So, tapos na natin kunin yung answer dito sa first na parenthesis. So, this time, we will be doing this second one. Okay, so isusubtract naman natin ngayon ang 2 and 1/3 minus 1/4. So again, hindi pareho ang denominator, so kailangan nating gawing pareho. So we have to multiply this by times 4, at eto times 3, times 3. So we'll have a new one. 1 times 4 is 4 over 12 minus 1 times 3, that will be 3 over 12. So 4 minus 3 is 1 over 12 and 2. Okay, now that meron na tayong parehong answer dito sa dalawa, we can now subtract this 4 over 17 over 12 by 2 and 1 over 12. Okay? We can now subtract that, but first, since the denominator are not the same, we can now make the denominator the same by getting the LCD of the denominators 20 and 12. Okay, so if we skip count by 20 and 12, so the first number or the first multiple na pareho sila ay 60. Okay, so how can we make this denominator 60? We need to multiply this 20 by 3, by times 3 here. And then here, we have to multiply the 12 by times 5 here and times 5 here. Why? Because when we skip count by 12, we have to skip count 5 times before we get 60. Okay? Same as with 20. By times 3 here, because when we skip count by 20, we need to skip count by 23 times to get 60. Okay? So, ganun yon. Okay? So, the final fraction here will be 17 times 3 is 51 over 20 times 3 is 60 minus 2, 1 times 5 is 5 over 60. Okay, so pareho na po sila ng denominator. Now that pareho na sila ng denominator, pwede na natin masubtract yung fractions. So 51 minus 5 is equal to 46 over 60. Then 4 minus 2 is 2. But then again, 46 and 60 ay hindi pa simplified. Why? Because we can still divide 46 and 60 by 2 and by 2. Okay, so ang final answer natin dito will be 46 divided by 2 is 23 over 60 divided by 2 is 15. Okay? I'm sorry, 60 divided by 2 is 30. Okay, hindi 15, sorry. Okay, so 23 over 30 and then we just need to copy the 2 here. Okay, so the final answer here will be 2 and 23 over 30. Yan na yung simplified answer ng equation na to. Okay? So, that's how we add fractions, add and subtract fractions with a combination of addition and subtraction. So, that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Again, this is Teacher Luis, your mommy tutor. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. And click the notification bell so that you will be updated with my other upcoming videos. Bye! Thank you!